When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, how is everybody? We got a good one for you today. Another banger. We got another banger. We got another banger today. I want to address the lady in the chat, Rest in Faith, because she said something that was very important. I hope that she is still here and still listening. But even if she's not, hopefully what I say next will help someone, because she is not alone in what she's saying. Rest in Faith says, "How are you? I get so much vital information from your videos, and I am a Black single mother with a horrible, nasty attitude." That right there takes a lot of guts to write. She says, "I really need help with my attitude and my eating habits." She said, "I eat huge amounts of KFC and McDonald's. Your videos have guided me through correcting and changing my behavior. You're beautiful, amazing, and intelligent." And I want to address Rest in Faith. First of all, thank you for your comment. And I know this is just a little bit, but I really want to commend you for recognizing some of your issues and just briefly putting them here. And in terms of the diet, let me draw a correlation for you if I can. The bad diet has a lot to do with the bad attitude. And I don't think people really put those two things together. I don't think that they do that. That food, if you could call it that, overly processed, and it's not even just the fast food that you get out of a restaurant. It's the overly processed food that you buy in the stores too. The canned this and the packaged that and the burgers and the hot dogs and the this and the that. All of those things are made with a lot of synthetic ingredients, things that are not meant for human consumption, things that are not meant, that our body simply never process, never gets rid of. They turn into carcinogens. It turns into cancers, things of that nature. As well as it adversely affects mood. If I cheat, one of the reasons why I'm going to say this and then we're going to go to the show. One of the reasons why I rarely, if ever, cheat on the way in which I eat, because I don't really call it a diet, but the thing about it is that I can't really eat burgers and pizzas and fries, and like I can't eat like the overly processed. It tastes good on the tongue, but there are a couple of things. One, I'm never full. When I eat it, I don't get full. It makes me hungrier. Number two, the scale reflects it immediately. The next day I'll gain like 5 or 6 pounds. So like I can't do the wrong thing. And the third thing is I actually become depressed. It actually literally affects my mood right there, right then and there. So like my sister could tell you, I talk about cheating on food all the time. I talk about burgers and fries and how I want this and how I want that all the time. I know she gets tired of it. When it comes down to it, I don't get it. Because I know what it's going to be. Once I put it in my mouth, it's going to taste so awesome. And then an hour after that, I'm going to feel so bad. And it's not going to be, oh, wow, I cheated on my diet. No, I'm literally going to be depressed. Takes like 2 or 3 days to flush it out. Thank you, AJ. Said, Kendra, this is for your Tia Mowry graduated video from Monday. You articulated the experience I had with my ex-wife. Thanks, sis. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you once again. Rest in faith. And my prayers to you and to your family. But we're going to go ahead and we are going to cook up something, because if y'all have not guessed it yet, that Tia situation has me triggered. It has me triggered. She triggered me. She triggered me. Going all around social media, going all around these talk shows and stuff like that, happy-go-lucky, smiling like she don't want a prize. That triggers me. That triggered me a lot. I see what you're saying. Let me take something. Let me take another moment. Because I see what you're saying, brother. Brother Anthony, I understand what you're talking about. Said, good on you. Glad you're talking to this woman like this, because most of us men don't care. Let it crash and burn for the most of us. I get it. I get that. I get that. Like, we here. We here. The only reason that I have to talk to the ladies like that is, first of all, she came humble. This one came humble. But even when they don't, the thing that I have to think about, because I'm not a man, so I'm not thinking about whether or not she's worthy for a man to come, in that sense. She raising kids. See, this is why I talk the way that I do. Because whether these women are hyenas or not, the fact of the matter is that they're raising the next generation of us. And if somebody don't say what it is, and if one of who we may call a hyena can look up and say, you know what, I'm ruining, like I gotta do something. That's the way that I gotta come at it. So while I can appreciate, where you coming from, and where any brother that agree with you is coming from, I got to be able to empathize and appreciate that. I would never say, oh, y'all wrong for this, that, and the third, because that's just not where I would ever come from. You know what I mean? Because black men have been through a lot of pain. Y'all have been through a lot of hurt. Y'all have been through a lot of disrespect. And there does come a time after you have been abused for so long that you got to say, you know what, I can't invest and care. Like, I can't do it because it's just not there anymore. And I definitely get it. But so I hope that what I'm saying to you, Brother Anthony, is not coming off, in the wrong way. I don't want to make it seem as though I'm coming against what you're saying. Thank you, Black Wizard said, blessings to rest in faith, praying for the best on her journey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Frederick said, Tia Mowry is showing how to destroy a marriage. She is. Thank you, Miss Danica. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate my sister's support. Thank you, Ash, and thank you, Anthony. So that's why you're a gem, Kendra. Thank you so much. Thank you, sweetheart. So let me go ahead and get on into this. Because I'm noticing the trend. I know I keep stopping before I get started, but I got to tell y'all about how Miss Danica cooked, and I may have to offer my perspective on it as well. Cause she cooked, cause some chicks is begging Glorilla for money. You know what? Anyway, Miss Danica be cooking. Okay, but anyway, let me stop stopping myself. Thank you, Miss Lucas said the media is using her to continue promoting the destruction of the family structure. Exactly, and she's volunteering to be used in this way, Miss Lucas. Okay. Because what's going on here is that there is a trend that's been going on for quite a few years, actually. And that is the trend of celebrating divorces. Celebrating it yourself and being celebrated for it. So there are two aspects. Celebrating the divorce yourself and then being celebrated by others for that decision. And that is what we are seeing with Tia and her divorce tour that she's doing. Happy, smiling, happy-go-lucky. She all smiling and grinning and skinning all on these TikToks and everything like this is not bothering her. And I just want to really point out, like I said, if y'all don't know that I'm triggered, who would have figured? Like I'm triggered. I'm triggered. And I think I'm triggered on a deeper level because I know what it is to lose the covering of men in your life. I know what it means to lose the covering of your husband. I know what it means to lose the covering of your father. I know what it means to lose the covering of the men in your life. And when my sister and I experienced that, we saw it as a tragedy. We did not see it as a liberation. It wasn't a party. It was none of that. It was tragic. Because we understood that loss. And so I think I'm triggered because how do you voluntarily do it? That's why I had to sit back and think, why are you so triggered by this? And it's because how could you as a woman voluntarily rip the cover off your life? And then have the audacity to be happy that the cover is gone. We are not talking about, because hyenas like to go there all the time. We are not talking about abuses and your craziness and foolishness and all of that type of stuff. We're not talking about being in no situation like that. And this is why I did the video about how black women are not prepared. They are not ready. They are not capable, cannot handle marriage. Thank you, Dub Will. Because y'all do not understand how to handle healthy relationships is what it all boils down to. And Megan is another one, which is why her picture is on the thumbnail as well. That's the thing. Y'all don't know what to do in healthy relationships. And we actually gonna get to that, because part of not knowing what to do in a healthy relationship is, first of all, you are not healthy. You are not healed. You are not whole. And when you are this level of lost, you don't understand what it is that men do, what they supposed to do, and how that's supposed to affect you, and how you even supposed to look at that, and the fact that what these men are doing is healthy. It's actually what they should be doing. It's not off base. It's not off kilter. It's not out of the question. It's not ridiculous. These men are doing what they should be doing in these relationships and in these marriages. And any married woman in here, any married lioness in here can let you know that when you are in a healthy relationship, it just hit different. It hit different. It hit different than all that foolishness. It hit different than being out there with this one and that one, and you know he doing this and you doing this, and y'all bickering and arguing back and forth. You know, I heard a clip of one of them reunion show. I think it was Love and Hip Hop, the Atlanta one. And it was a chick on there, and I don't know her name, but she is with a man that is about his business. And I don't know if anybody watched to know who the names is. I don't know their name. But this man seemed to be about his business. He seemed to be what we would consider a high value man with a value system and purpose, and he understands what he's supposed to be doing in his life and all of that type of stuff. And this chick is so caught in the lost value system of being strong and independent and a hyena that she is about to lose this relationship. Because one of the things he said, yeah, she's spoiled. And she want to believe that it's her way or the highway. And what she don't understand is, I'll take the highway. And when he said that, I said, oh, okay, this who he is. Thank you, Eugene. Said Tia, Megan, and others like them seem not to understand that a healthy relationship or marriage takes some type of sacrifice. Those ladies thought the sacrifices were too much for them. Yeah. And one of the things that she said, well, I'm used to being in charge in the relationship. And with him, I can't be in charge. And basically that makes her mad. That frustrates her because he has order and that she don't want to bow to. But yet and still she knows she should. But the hyena is so strong within her. The back feet energy is so strong that she caught between two different value systems. That might even have to be a video of itself, because I'm getting a little bit off track. But the thing that triggers me as well with Tia is the reaction that she's getting. These reactions, when you look at social media and you look at the comment section of these women, all of these women are in overwhelming support. They are overwhelmingly happy for her to have placed her needs before the needs of her family. They're very happy about this. The clip that I showed y'all the other day when I talked about it, it was an audience full of white women, and they were clapping and cheering when she talked about her divorce. Thank you, Bruce Edwards said, every wise woman builds a house, but the foolish woman tears it down with her hands. Thank you so much. Thank you, EA. Said, we all die alone, but hyenas never die as widows. True. They were clapping and laughing likely at her rather than with her, as she was talking about the flimsy reasons why she left her marriage, why she broke her vows, why she broke her family, why she broke that man's heart, why she made life harder for her kids. They were clapping and laughing. And the comments was like, oh, I hope she finds her happiness and it's good for her. And sometimes you have to move on, and you have to do this and you have to do that. And one of the things, before we get on into the meat of everything, one of the things that I found to be quite disgusting and disheartening is that Black women, and I want to know if y'all know, put a 1 in the chat if you've noticed the following thing, that Black women are attempting to redefine marriage in several different ways. Have y'all been able to see that? They are trying to redefine what marriage is, what it means, and women's relation to it. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay. We're going to talk about how Black women are trying to redefine marriages. One of the ways in which they are attempting to redefine marriage is that marriage now, according to them, is not a solemn vow, but it is simply a stage in one's life that you may or may not see to its end. Y'all get that? That they are trying to redefine marriage this way first, that marriage is not a solemn vow, but simply a stage in one's life that you may or may not see to its end. Also, that the end is whatever she deemed it to be. Thank you, Clement said, keep doing what you're doing, Crimson, keep cooking. Thank you so much. The end is whatever she deemed it to be. And we see it with Tia. The end is the graduation. You simply outgrow. And you move on. And it's like a curriculum. And then you graduate. And the graduation is a celebration. And the foolishness. Thank you again, Dub Will said, who said happiness had anything to do with a vow or duty? If you don't understand that concept, stay single. Exactly. The end of a marriage used to be death. And it used to be that a divorce was only sought after every stone had been overturned in order to save the marriage, and every avenue had been exhausted. Okay? The end of a marriage used to be death. And a divorce was really to be avoided at all costs, and only sought after every stone had been overturned in order to save it, and every avenue had been exhausted in order to save it. To the degree that in some religions, divorce is prohibited completely. If I'm not mistaken, isn't it prohibited in Catholicism? Are there any Catholics here or anybody that know about it? Would that be true? Would that be fair to say that in Catholicism you are not to get divorced? Okay, Bree said it is prohibited. Okay. In Islam, it is described as the most hated thing that Allah has made lawful. Of all the lawful things, he hates divorce the most because it breaks a family. Now, it's not completely prohibited, but it is not to be sought under any light circumstance. So a divorce is it's not the first or the second thing you go to when your marriage is in trouble. It's not. It's the very last resort. It is the last resort that you're supposed to come to when everything, counseling, anything, whatever the problem was, you have exhausted. You and this person, your spiritual leader, your family members, mentors, you have involved everybody that can influence it in a positive way or help you with your problems in a constructive way. You have attempted to do all of them things, and none of them things have worked. And now there's nothing left but the divorce now. And it was with a heavy heart. It was with a solemn attitude. You grieved a divorce like a death, because it is the death of that relationship. So it's not this lighthearted, we got a divorce. No. See, now I got a question why you got that divorce. What's wrong with you? Because you're not even taking a moment to be solemn, even if you were the one that initiated it. You understand what I mean? There's a solemn air to that. This is something that's ending. And whether I was the one that wanted it to end or not, there's an ending here. Things have to fundamentally change now. There's a readjustment for everybody involved now. The two people may or may not be able to communicate afterwards. And there's a grieving process attached to that. And because now you gotta reevaluate your whole life now. There's a reflection period. There's a lot that go into the ending of a marriage and relationship. And while she might have only been legally married to him 14 years, she was with him for 20. That's a long time. That's a long time to be with somebody and then be grinning and skinning not a month after you done filed them divorce papers. Thank you, Everton, and thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. And I think it's these deeper spiritual issues why I'm so triggered by any woman that willingly take the cover off of herself. Because you're replacing it with what? What's the replacement? You're replacing it with what? This is the part that loses me. And it is because Black women are such failures at marriage. Now they gotta try to redefine it to fit what they doing so that what they doing don't look so stupid and bad and reflect so badly on them. Thank you, Ash, said, and she gave him 2 children. Yeah. They are trying to redefine marriage because they so bad at it. Can't keep a man more than a little while. Can't keep herself together more than a little while. Can't keep a vow more than a little while. I got to go on a commercial break, but we got to come back and cook because Black women really need to shut their mouth. And we'll get to that part in a little bit. But we got to finish talking about how they are attempting to redefine marriage. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Donnie Keith here, aka Auntie Peaches from the Aunties Radio Show, also on The Voice of Reason. I'm here to say that ever since my man started taking A game, he's been on top of his A game. What? When I say A game, I mean his A game. He's more focused. He's definitely working out more. His attitude is better. And he's not complaining of all over body aches due to poor blood circulation because A-Game provides great blood circulation, if you know what I mean, ladies. That blood circulation. Sometimes I have to hide the A-Game in the bushes when I'm out walking the dog just because I want some sleep, if you know what I mean, ladies. Stay on top of your A-Game, fellas. Get your A-Game.
Y'all don't know what y'all missing. Trying to hurry up and get these divorces when really you could be trying to hide A-Game in the bushes and having another kind of fun. But, you know, you tripping on A-Game, 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 right? And the brothers in the chat can testify that A-Game is the truth, right? A-Game is the truth. And the reason why we promote A-Game on this channel really is because we care about the overall health of our brothers. We talk so much about the 10 life values and spirituality being the first, but health is the second, right? And A Game was actually formulated and created by a Black man when he saw the collective condition of other Black men. And that collective health condition was not very good. It was not very, it wasn't very encouraging. So what he did was he hit the lab and he began to formulate an all-natural health solution for men out of the concern for his brother's health. And only the highest quality of herbs and ingredients are going into A Game. So this is why I stress that there aren't any artificial ingredients. There aren't any, caffeine, sugars, this, that, and the third being mass produced from God knows where. And we don't know what the side effects are, and we don't care about what, you understand? This is why I stress that, because it's very important that this is an all-natural product. So much care has been taken and placed into each package, into each dosage of A-Game for men, with 4 things in mind. Not only to address and support a man's overall health, but also to support his vitality, to support his energy, to support his strength, to support his libido as well. All of these things being supported by something that is all natural, that isn't going to give you side effects, right? That lasts a long time. This isn't something you got to take every 3 hours, and all of that. Once every 72 hours, all that you need. So if you want to become part of the A Game family, all you got to do is hit the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. Please don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10, and you can have A Game delivered to you ASAP, okay? And I did see some super chats. Let me go back up and see. Thank you, Proverbs 31 Lifestyle. Thank you, Prototypes. I love your show. I'm having my children watch and give me their thoughts on your breakdowns. The hyena culture is so strong with our women. Thank you so much. And I hope that they get something positive out of this. Thank you, Miss Veronica. Said, keep cooking, sis. Thank you. And thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Eric. Said, BGS broke down a graph that showed Black women were the only group that had a higher divorce rate than marriage rate, while the least married. Ain't that backwards? Ain't that crazy? Shout out to BGS. Thank you, Ruminant. Said, only in a rich, high-tech first world country is redefinition even a thing. One hit the fan event and they will all be traditional women again with a quickness. Exactly. But let me get back to how Black women are attempting to redefine marriages. So it's not a solemn vow. This is something that we can get into and get out of. And I think that's why they like likening marriages to a business, to a partnership. This is why that paper is so important to them, because marriage is not something that happens spiritually to these women. Marriage is not something that happens spiritually to these hyenas. It is not. This is why they liken it. Marriage is a business. This is why when I speak up about my marriage and say we were married for 20 years, we didn't go down to the state and get the license. Oh, well, you weren't married. Because that's not something that happens inside of you. For them, it's not nothing that happened inside of you. It's all something that happens externally. It's all something that happens legally. It's all something that happens according to the state. So a marriage, according to a lot of these women, it's completely separate from your spiritual self. It's completely separate from how you feel and from the connection, the emotional connection that you make with your husband. And here I'm not saying I'm not really even talking about the marriage license itself. People are free to do what they want. Thank you, Z McKnight. I'm a 25-year-old black guy. Do I give up on black women? I have no kids. Never been divorced. I am a food entrepreneur. Other women are checking for me. I say do what makes you happy. Find the most feminine woman that you can find that will help you realize your vision. And if that woman doesn't come cloaked in a lot of melanin, so be it. So, like I said, I'm not attempting to make a comment on whether or not you should get a marriage license or any of that. I'm focusing on how a lot of these hyenas see it. They actually exclude the emotional connection because they are not building the emotional connection in the first place. So this is where I can walk away from it comes from. Because when I don't like what's going on at a job, if I can afford to walk away, I'll walk away. If I don't like what's going on at this school, I can just re-enroll in another school. If I don't like what's going on in the neighborhood, I can save my money and move and go to another neighborhood. You understand? So it's all seasonal to them. The other way in which black women are attempting to redefine marriage is by saying that a woman's value should not and cannot be defined, nor it can't be defined by, nor associated with her ability to attract a good man and maintain a committed, healthy relationship with that man. Okay? We got that one? So the second way in which they are attempting to redefine marriages is by saying that a woman's value cannot and should not be defined by nor associated with her ability to attract a good man and maintain a healthy marriage or relationship with him. Thank you again, EA. So hyenas told husbands to cheat respectfully. Yeah. Are y'all getting that part? Do y'all agree with that part? Because what they trying to do now is say, well, just like Tia said, it's not about the longevity. It's about the quality of it when it was there, which is complete BS. It's all cap. It is the longevity. And see, they say stuff like that to try to cover the fact that your average black marriage is only 5 years. They can only keep their mask on for 5 years. They can only keep that hoe bottled up for about 5 years. They can only do it for that long. They can only tolerate some kind of order from their man for about 4 to 5 years. And then try to say, well, your value as a woman can't be defined and it can't be, calculated based on whether or not you can get and keep a man, because that don't define who you are as a woman. So my question to the hyenas is, what defines a woman? What determines your value, high or low, as a woman? Because we all know what determines men's value. Men have to be able to produce. Men have to be able to competently provide, problem solve, protect, and procreate. Men have to competently be able to provide systems, to provide and create systems, orders, and structures. Men have to be capable, adequately and effectively, to do all of these things. We know what men should be able to do. We know what qualify a man. We know what, you know what I'm saying? We can measure a man by whether or not he can do this and do that. Whether or not he can, perform this way or that way. We like to try to measure the value and the worth of a man. Can he provide, like I said? Can he problem solve? Can he protect? Can he procreate? Do he have some order? Do he have leadership? Is he selfless? You know what I'm saying? Can he love more than one? That's polygamy. It has a couple of different definitions here, but the classic one as well. Does he have strength? Is he able to create culture? In other words, can he build things of that nature? So we know what things we like to attach to men to make sure whether or not they qualified to be here or be there or do this or do that. And men themselves will measure one another. They'll determine whether or not they can associate with certain guys, or whether or not they want to work with certain guys, or whether or not, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, based on the qualities of those men. Am I right or wrong? Thank you, Z McNice. I will take that wisdom and apply it. Lord willing, I can get the smokehouse going here in Iowa and hopefully find a woman who can cook and is conservative and biblical. Well, prayers to you. And good luck on the smokehouse you're trying to build, brother. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you. Be About Peace and Pleasure. So they call it the 7-year itch. Basically, you're going to have to force yourself to grow and change, i.e. sacrifice. Excuses for not being marriage worthy. Exactly. See, these are all excuses. So we understand and we like to qualify and quantify what make a man worthy and what make him valuable and all that kind of stuff. But these hyenas want to take everything that you can measure a woman by and remove it, but she don't replace it with nothing. So if a woman's value cannot be determined by the type of man she attract, whether or not she can keep that man, whether or not she can maintain, whether or not she can raise a family, whether or not, if her worth as a woman cannot be determined by these things, then what do you replace it with? What determines her value? Because you take that away, but you don't state no other purpose or no other determining factor of a woman's value. Then they say marriage and family is no longer a goal for women, but it completely is optional. Its success and its failure is determined and defined by her. She can't be judged either way. And the marriage's success or failure does not reflect negatively on any part of her womanhood or personhood. Right? It don't reflect on it. Tia does not believe that the failure of her marriage should reflect negatively on her. Megan Good does not believe that her initiating divorce from her husband should reflect negatively on her personhood or her womanhood at all. That they can't be judged by it. No, you can't say nothing. You know, it was just nothing. It was never nothing. You know, it was just, hey. You can't make no judgments on who I am as a woman or what my qualities are as a woman. And women are doing this, and it's cap. Because we as women know for a fact that our value as a woman is defined by the kind of man we can attract and keep. See, they even tried to redefine that their value is determined by the value of man that want to screw them. Not a relationship, just the kind of man they can attract for sex. No. And this is why you will have them brag on how many times they let a rich man smash them, or how many rich men can smash them. This is why they celebrate Lori Harvey getting ran through like this, because of the quality of men that's running through her. I need y'all to understand this as a bigger picture. They celebrate Lori Harvey because of the quality of men that are running through her. That because she can attract these men for sex, the Michael B. Jordans, the Diddy's, the this one and that one. Thank you so much, Norrin.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you so much, Brother Norrin. Thank you so much. So what they want to do is they celebrate Lori. Look at the quality of men that's running through this woman. Not the quality of man that she's keeping, because she's not keeping none of them. Michael was one of the last few. There may be one or two more before she get too old, before she get out of her 20s. There may be one or two more. They'll be of lower quality of man than Michael. Because Michael B. Jordan just strike me as a higher quality man, the way he think and the way he move. You understand what I'm saying? And they celebrated the fact that that relationship broke. But the reason that they doing all of that and saying that and rooting for Lori in this way, thank you, Black Goku. So this is why studies have shown that 45% of women will be single by 2030. But in my opinion, it's going to be around 60%. It may. Is that saying she can attract these men. But see, it's all cap, because she's not keeping them. And women understand that our value is definitely determined by the level of man that we can keep, because they rooting for Lori now, but they gonna talk about her when she pop up married to a guy that is not half the men that ran through her, a guy that they see as corny, or a guy that they see as lame, like they talked about Tia with Corey. Oh, she settled for him. Oh, he lame. Oh, she got more money than him. He ranked at 3 million. She ranked at 4. That's not more money. That's the same tax bracket. But they kind of look down on Tia a little bit. That's why they clapping so hard, because Corey was the lame guy. Corey was the cornball, according to them. Thank you, Christian. Now the cap, thank you, E-Grooves. Now the cap is that's what they wanted to say about Michael B. Jordan with Lori. But that was a severe cap, because you can't tell me that these same chicks that was celebrating Lori breaking up with Michael was not drooling at Creed. That would not drool if Michael B. Jordan cast them a look. Thank you again, Z McNice. I remember being called lame and white. That's a shame. Thank you, Undercover. Thank you so much. You can't tell me that these chicks do not drool at Michael B. Jordan. Yes, they do. He wasn't voted most sexiest man for nothing. It's because these chicks, white, black, and other, think that he handsome. Thank you. You can't see me. Said, please play as long as I have my own. I don't get it. As long as I have. Oh, I'll play that for you. Thank you so much. You can't see me. And thank you once again, Undercover. Thank you so much once again, Undercover. So see, that is cap. They know that a woman's value is determined by who chooses her for marriage. The quality and the level of man that choose her for marriage. Because it says something about you as a woman as to what man chooses you. So our value is definitely determined by that. Because if a man come along and he the scum of the earth and that's all you ever attract, that's all the men that's ever interested in you is the lowest of the low guys. The guys that ain't got no money, the guys that ain't got no vision, the guys that ain't got nothing to do, the guy that ain't got no job, the guy that just sit around, the guy that just roam the street, that guy, if that's the only guy that's only ever interested in you, or he's the guy that's the homosexual, or he the guy that's come up and blah, 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 blah. If that's the only guy that ever be interested in you, then other women will laugh at you. Look at the men that she attracts. These are the men that want her. Girl, your man ain't nothing. And it's a bad reflection on you as a woman. It's a good reflection on you as a woman. The higher status your man got, That's what hypergamy is even all about. That's why it's valuable, because we understand as women that if you keep getting lowballed with the men, then your hypergamy don't work right. And hypergamy is something that is a part of your nature as a woman. It don't work right. You keep attracting losers. So there's something wrong with you. You don't know how to go higher. You don't know how to attract a better man. There are better men out there. You just can't get him. Women laugh at other women about that. Women, am I lying? Ladies, am I lying? We will side-eye a woman that claim she got it all together, she this and she that, and the dude she with, if we think he using her for a come up, or we think he a bum, or we think he just a lower echelon dude, we be like, girl, that's her man. Ooh, did you see her man? Ooh, girl, I could never. We do it. Whether we say it or not, women will think that, like, okay. Because it says something about who you are as a woman, that better men overlook you. Thank you, Willie Walker said, you, Danica Marie, and Six the Goddess got to do podcasts on this topic together. Okay. Thank you again, Z McKnight said, this is why Becky Mayling and Consuela wins. Thank you, Professor said, this is a true testament that black women see even the most qualified black men as disposable. Thank you, Pharaoh said, I showed you to my father. He said, you're a female Malcolm X. Keep spitting that fire, honey. I wish you could be our black female president. Thank you so much. And tell your father I said hello. So we do that. It's all cap. Oh, it shouldn't define, the men that you're getting to marry. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I don't care what kind of cap they say. Yes, it do. Thank you, 39 Dina. Black women need to shut their mouths. Black women need to shut up about marriage. Black women need to shut up asking for men to take them seriously. Shut up. Just shut up. Because you don't want to be taken seriously. You don't want these relationships. You don't want these men. You don't want stability. You don't want order. You don't want it. You don't want it. You do not want what men really provide. You want a couple of dollars and some D when you want it. That's all you want. That is so far from the totality of what men offer. Thank you, Urban Globetrotter. Said nothing but facts. Keep bringing the fire. I'm going to keep y'all today. Shut up asking for men to take you serious. Shut up asking for marriage and commitment. Shut up. Shut up. You don't want it. You don't value it. You'll waste a man's time for 4 years, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years. You'll just waste his time. Shut up about that. Because you know you ain't about to act right. You know you don't want it. You know you don't like it. You know you're not equipped to handle it. You know that. You just be wanting shelter from the storm from a little while. That's all you be wanting. Some man to hold you down for a little bit. And then until you rejuvenate, then you want to go back out there. It's like a vampire that's almost dead from the sun. You know, you just want somebody to put you in a coffin for a little while. That's all. Put you in a coffin, let you feed off the blood a little bit until you rejuvenate. And after you rejuvenate, you're ready to get back out there and be a creature of the night. And he be like, I got you out. You know, they had done whooped you down and you were almost dead in the sunlight. I had to get you right before you turn to dust. Now you want to go, y'all done gave you a little blood and put you in a shelter, you know, let you thrive in the darkness like you want it. Now you ready to go hunt again. And she look at you and say, you knew I was a creature of the night when you got me. Thank you again. Z. McKnight said it might have been a blessing all along for black women to skip over me. Shut up asking to be valued in any other way or for any other reason than what women have always been valued for. Shut up. Shut up. Men are going to value you based on this, and it is what it is. You can try to redefine it if you want, and you can't. Your personal value, your belonging market value, your friendship market value, your sexual market value, so you being ran through is not going to be looked upon as positive under any circumstance. And your marriage market value. It is what it is. You're not going to change it. The men aren't going to change it. Nobody's going to change it. Thank you, Randy. Said you resemble what you assemble. Tia and the others are the poster child of this. Thank you, Mila. Mila said thank you for the black men. Keep being great brothers. Thank you so much. Here's the takeaway. Because the reason why y'all are in this mess and need to shut up is because you don't understand men. And this lack of understanding of who men are and who husbands are is what's got y'all in this mess in the first place, because you don't know what men do. You don't know what husbands are for. You think they there to supply you a lifestyle that you would never do for yourself and can't. And dance a jig and beat court justice for you every day, make you laugh. Thank you, Ray J. Said, keep preaching, sister, just order my A game. Thank you so much. And thank you, Too Tall. Said, shut up and knock it off. Exactly. Thank you, Ash. Said, women today want to be boss chicks. We're going to get to that. And thank you, Unity. Said, salute. No man want a free-for-all woman. Exactly. Husbands are the leaders. No, we are not submitting to each other. No, we don't lead each other. No, sometimes he don't submit to me. No, sometimes I don't lead him. And it depends on what you're good at. And it's a partnership. And it's a business. And blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Men, husbands are the leaders. He's the influencer for the family. He makes the difficult, life-changing, life-altering decisions. Because he is in that position, he must also be level-headed. He is not in a position where it is conducive to him or to anybody that he is leading to move on his emotional state. He must be able to call upon his reason. He must be able to call upon his logic. He must be able to call upon his analytical mind and to be able to organize and to structure things before he deals with his emotions, because the decisions that he makes not only affect him, they affect you, and they may affect you for years to come. So he cannot be sitting nowhere talking about, man, I just did it, man. You just did what? Man, I just did it, man. And I couldn't take it no more, man. Man, he made me mad, man. You just did what? Man, come on, man. No. Nobody, no woman is looking for a man to be going off the deep end based on whether or not he was mad, whether or not he was crying, whether or not his feelings was hurt, whether or not, nobody's looking for that, because that's not really the quality of a leader. That is the quality of a follower. Women got time to be like, and that just hurt my feelings so bad, baby. You just don't know. He'd be like, you'll be all right, baby. You ain't even got to go in tomorrow if you don't want to. I'm going to be all right. I almost quit. I almost did it. Baby, I wouldn't have blamed you if you did. I know. Why wouldn't he have blamed her if she did? Because we will act impulsively off emotions. Women are forgiven for that. Why are women forgiven for that? Because we're not in leadership positions. Our decisions don't have the same impact. So if me and my man was working and my little money was only just supplemental, I was just doing something as a hobby, and I decided to throw it up in there. I don't want to do this no more. My husband gonna say, you ain't gotta do it no more, baby. You ain't gotta do that no more, baby. You go and put it down. If it frustrates you, you ain't gotta do it. You know why? Because my decision to stop doing it didn't run nothing. It didn't stop nothing. The world keep on spinning just as it was. But he can't get mad like that. He can't get frustrated like that and just call all the other business executives and cuss them out. He can't do that. He cannot do that. You will look at him like he grew a tail. What did you do that for? Man, I was mad. And let me get to these super chats that I missed. I know I missed some. I'm sorry. Let's see. We got Ray J. We got Tutal. We got Ash. We got Unity. Thank you, Terry Scott. Said, Kendra, we see you edutaining folks and holding in that lab. I'm over here dying. Thank you, Tony. So I've noticed I've become a lot more good looking since the economy taking a dip. Exactly. What else is a husband? He's a warrior because he may have to fight for his family, and that can be physical, that can be philosophical, that can be in many ways. He has to have exceptional foresight. He's the administrator. He's the manager. He is the manager of the home. He must oversee, even if he does not participate with. He must oversee the day-to-day operations of his family and his home. That's a husband. He set the systems and orders and the structures in place. You do them. And he has to make sure that these things are being consistently done, because women are chaotic. We go off script. So he had to be the one bring you back. No. See, you done messed up. See, this is what happened. This is why that happened like that. Now, see, listen to me next time now. And a lot of time, do you see, men facilitated it so much that women now take it for granted. Because what did men do? Men eased the duties of women. They eased gardening. You can just go buy your arrow garden. You could just, it's all kind of stuff to help you do it, help you set it up, help you put it together, help you get your garden together and your little cucumbers or you growing your green, whatever. Men have facilitated the ease of that. Men have facilitated the ease of sewing your clothes together. See, you don't have to be the one to tan the leather, tan the hide of the animal, go into the tanning process in order to cure the skin so that you could wear it and then sew it by hand. And then men created sewing machines, looms, fabrics, make it easier for you to do it. Now you just go buy the clothes. You don't even gotta learn how to make them. Just go buy them. Ease the cleaning. You used to have to, you know what I'm saying? I know how to use a washing board. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a woman that know how to use a washboard. And even that was a technological advance for its time. Then it graduated to washing machines. You don't even got to look at it. It go through all the functions by itself. Used to be a washer and a dryer. Now you can get them combo. You don't even got to take the clothes out to dry them. Dishwashers. The upgrade of vacuums, microwaves, stoves, refrigerators. All of these things almost operate themselves in your average American home. That's why it boggles my mind when I see these hyenas crying and about to lose their mind over cleaning the house. With the way in which technology go clean the house, take you about 2 hours, 2-3 hours max. A lot of this stuff you're not even looking at. You put the dishes in the dishwasher and turn it on. You're not bussing suds. You put the clothes in the washing machine. The wash cycle take about 35-40 minutes. The dry take about 45 minutes to an hour on dryers. You just throwing them clothes in there and putting fabric softener in there, and you're not watching them clothes spin around. What you doing? What's wrong with you? You put that in there and close the door. Man done made every modern convenience with food to the point that it got unhealthy. So cooking take you about 30 minutes depending on what you cook. Kid lunch is peanut butter and jelly and grapes with a little juice. Like, why are you so frazzled? I don't understand. You don't even got to push a vacuum no more. You get the Roomba and press that button and it go all around and vacuum your house. Mops, you ain't got to bend down. And I remember when I was a kid, you had the big wood mop with the big wooden handle and that metal thing that hit the mop head, that hooked the mop head to, and you had to put that in the bucket and wring it with your hands. Now you got electric this and Swiffer that. You ain't even got to go shopping no more. You can go Instacart. You can go Amazon. They'll shop for you, bring it to your door. You ain't got to cook no more. You can order. They got all kind of food services. If you healthy food services, they're going to bring you cooked food all week. Why are y'all so disturbed? This is what men have done. Men are unselfish because women have not come up with anything that eases a man's labor. I just named 11 things that men have come up with to ease women's duties and labor in the home, in and around the home. Name me 2 things that women have invented that eases men's labor. What have the women introduced? What have the women innovated? What have the women come up with that made men's lives easier? Men had to come up with that on their own. The machines that make the construction easy. They had to come up with, how can we pave a road where we ain't got to die to fumes? How can we do that? How can we mine for precious metal and stone without dying because we hit a methane gas pocket? You understand? So the men are unselfish. They're selfless. They have to be. They are trustworthy because if you are not trustworthy, you cannot hold a leadership position. This is what a husband is. This is why y'all don't understand marriage and you don't value it. You're ready to throw it away because you don't know what husbands do. He's trustworthy. You got to be able to trust his decisions and his leadership. He got to have intelligence because he can't make decisions. He can't create systems. He can't create order. He can't do none of that stuff if he an idiot. Okay? This is why some of y'all like idiots, because you can run him. Because he don't got nothing to do. He can't think of nothing to do because he can't think his way out of a wet paper bag. He's an idiot. Y'all like them idiots. Lionesses do not like idiots because idiots can't do nothing for us or with us or to us. Thank you, Professor Carl. So you're a gem in an age of fool's gold. Thank you so much. He has to be a strategist. That's where the problem solving is coming in at. He got to be able to see the problem beforehand and solve for it before it get there. He must be decisive. We don't even like men that can't make decisions. We don't like men that can't make a decision to save his life. Every time he don't know, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Or should I do that? We just sit back and look at him. Like, boy, if you don't make a decision and knock this off, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to do it no more. Well, what did you want to do? I am a woman that is also indecisive. I didn't know. It took me 30 minutes to decide what breakfast I wanted today. And it had nothing but pancakes. It was either going to be pancakes, eggs, with them little turkey bacon, or it was going to be them little plant-based sausages, or it was going to be coffee. And I could not. It took me half an hour to figure out which one I wanted. And now you want to know what I want? I don't know. He must be educated. And he must have solid foresight. This is what husbands do. His goal, a husband's goal, is order and peace. It's the last part. A husband's goal is order and peace. A woman's job and what he's looking for in a wife is a woman that can support that can accept his leadership, that makes her a better follower for him. But the problem is that black women need to shut up because y'all don't want to be followers. And folks will say, well, black women don't want to be followers. They want to be leaders. But I will disagree with you on that. And here's why. Thank you, CBP Film. So these chicks can't generate peace for a man, let alone create anything to make his burden easy. Exactly. I'm going to disagree that they want to be leaders. You know what they want to be? They don't want to be followers or leaders. You know what black women want to be? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what they want to be. And then we're going to wrap this up. They don't want to be followers and they don't want to be leaders. They want to be in charge. They don't want to be followers and they don't want to be leaders. They just want to be in charge. Because I say that they don't want to be leaders because, see, they don't want to have all of these attributes that I just named. They don't want that. They don't want to have the accountability that come with leadership. They don't want to have to be selfless. They don't want to have to be trustworthy. They don't want to have to be decisive. They don't want to have to be called to the carpet and manage and everything. They don't want to have to do that. They cry when they have to do that. They don't want to be leaders. They just want to be in charge. Because they think being in charge means they get to dictate what happened and everybody else carry it out and then get the blame if it don't go right. That's what they think being in charge is. That's what they want to be. Thank you, CBP, once again said with none of the responsibility. Yeah, none of the responsibility because a leader has responsibilities. They don't want to be a leader. They just want to be in charge. So with that, I want to bring everybody's attention to our petition that we have against Black Lives Matter organization. We are headed towards our next milestone of 15,000 signatures. We have already we have already completed step 2 of the 6-step initiative, which is the press release. So this is going to get more eyes and more attention towards this much needed petition so that we can actually put this into motion in a beautiful way, this 6-step initiative to help the Black community that Black Lives Matter did not help, and in fact, they stole from. So if you want to become part of holding Black Lives Matter accountable, please go ahead and click the link to the petition. Go ahead and sign it, share it, and contribute to it. I also want to thank everyone for their generous contributions through Super Chat, through PayPal, and through Cash App as well. I want to thank everyone for your likes and for your time and for your participation. And last but not least, I want to give a warm thank you to my support team, without which we cannot bring you this vital information. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.